How you doing? This is Dr. Samori Swygert signing in today. Just want to throw something at you real quick. I'm not going to try to make it too deep, too involved. This is a conspiracy theory I was thinking about because I always like to look at things from different angles and try to figure out the how and the why of things. My mind is always thinking about the how and the why. Now, the topic of inflation, when we talk about the U.S. dollar, or you talk about most fiat currency, one of the angles of inflation or how inflation occurs or happens is when you have the overprinting of paper money that doesn't have real intrinsic value. Like, the dollars used to be backed by gold. It's no longer hasn't been backed by gold in a very long time. This is just a symbolic, emblematic, representative piece of paper. It's no longer really backed by anything. So the more and more dollars that we print, we increase the rate of inflation because the value starts to decrease because it's not backed by anything. So you're just printing out more paper money, and every time you print more paper money, you increase the rate of inflation because the value has gone down of the money. And that's with anything. The more scarce something is, the more value you have for it. The more that you have of something, the less value that you have of it. Now, when we think of how inflation hurts the economy, you always kind of want to have a control over inflation. How do you reduce the amount of paper currency, paper United States dollars that are in circulation that you overprinted from the Federal Reserve to kind of keep your pseudo economy running within the United States? Because this is what it is. It's not like when you go to work, your employer pays you in gold bullion or gold coins or gold bars. They give you a paper check and you take that check to the bank, or they direct deposit, meaning I'm going to give you a digital representation of how much your 40-hour work week or 50-hour work week, I'm going to give you a digital representation of what your work was worth. So I'm going to go inside your bank and say, this is how much you have. And in turn, the bank recognizes this digital representation of your work, and you're allowed to withdraw paper dollars. I'm not giving you any gold coins. I'm not giving you any gold bullion or anything. I'm going to give you this paper money, and you can go ahead and use this at any facilities or stores or wherever the case may be that recognizes this paper money. And in turn, you will get goods and services for this paper money. So we keep exchanging false representations of real monetary value. Now, how do you reduce inflation? Remember, I said inflation is when you have one of the mechanisms of inflation is the overprinting of paper money. The overprinting of paper money that can cause inflation. Now, what is a mechanism? What is a strategy? What is a solution and resolution to decrease inflation? How do you remove excess paper money from the economy? So here's my conspiracy theory. The Lotto, the Powerball, the Mega Millions, right? If you think about it, you have the Powerball that everybody's going crazy over. It's reported to be $1.3 billion. So everybody's, they only accept paper money. The Lotto only accepts, you can't play the Lotto, you can't buy Lotto tickets with a debit card or a credit card or money order or anything like that. It has to be cash money, right? The Lotto tricks the human psyche into saying, you know what? This amount of money is available for you to win. Wouldn't it be great? You just need $1 and a dream, or a few dollars in a dream, and you just give us your money, and you have a chance. There's potential. There's possibilities of you obtaining this massive payout of money that can change your life. It'll change your position in life. It will transition you. It will transform you. You will see a renaissance in your economic position in this society if you just have $1 in a dream. So what happens? Everybody says, wow, you know what? I don't like living in dire poverty, or I'm not satisfied with this position that I'm in. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring, and I'm going to purchase some of these lotto tickets, paper. I'm going to give them this paper money. And in turn, I'm going to get these tickets, and I'm going to wait for Wednesday when they have their drawing to see if I won. Now, you have millions upon millions of people with the same attitude and thought. Some may just play $1. Some may pay $5. Some may get $10 a ticket. Some may get $30 in tickets. Some may get hundreds of dollars in tickets. You have office pools and parties that are spending thousands of dollars. Paper dollars. Paper dollars. Paper dollars to get lottery tickets. Now, basically what happens is the lotto takes all of this paper money off the streets. So, people are going into their piggy banks, they're going into their wallets, all the little places and nooks and crannies that you have your money, your paper money stash. The lotto is bringing it out. People are bringing their paper money to the gas station, to the 7-Elevens, and buying these lotto tickets. That money gets taken to the state. So between the state government and probably the federal government, we don't really know. I mean, all we know is that the lotto says if I buy these tickets, there's a possibility that I might win. We don't really know what really happens to that money after that. But guess what? Inflation, we said, was the overproduction of paper money. If you want to reduce inflation, you withdraw that paper money from society. So in essence, the lotto is an extraction factor. It is an inflation correction tool, an inflation correction instrument to reduce inflation. And so you may say, well, that's just 1.3 billion. 1.3 million isn't going. 1.3 billion isn't going to reduce the inflation. And initially, that analysis and that position and that angle may be correct. But you must think, though, this was just one lotto. Lotteries are going on in every state every day. There's $10 million jackpots that are getting that are up there, 20 million, 30 million, 50 million, 100 million, 300 million, all over the various states inside the United States, every day going on, every day. So don't just focus on this $1.3 billion. You have to think of all of the Mega Millions system, the Powerball system, the regular lottos, the little pick 3 lottos, pick 5, all of these that are going on every day. Everybody's playing with this dollar in a dream ideology and philosophy and belief. But it is constantly extracting cash money from society, paper money from society, day in and day out. This Powerball thing isn't an annual thing. This stuff goes on every day in all the states. And so when you think about that in the cumulative nature, how much are they accumulating in extractions over daily lotto sales in perpetuity every day for years? Could the lotto really be the government's corrective tool for inflation? I don't know if that's the answer. It's just something that I thought about. But it kind of makes sense to me in a way. When you look at the definition of inflation, the overprinting of paper dollars that devalues the currency. So if you want to reverse that, you need to extract that paper currency, the paper dollar, out of circulation. And how do you get the paper dollar out of circulation without mandating people to turn in their dollars? Give them a dream and some hope. See, something else would probably trigger in people's psyche if the government said, you have to turn in all your cash money. People would probably be like, what? What's going on? Why are you? I don't know. But if I can trick you into giving me your paper money. And the thing is, we don't really know who is hitting these jackpots all the time. The number hit. The winner is anonymous. They choose not to say anything. You don't really know who the winner is, Or they may say, it was this person here. I think there's that sister in North Carolina that keeps getting into legal trouble because of her boyfriend that's affiliated with a lot of, I guess, illegal operations in the streets. But at the same time, we don't really know who she really is. You don't really know what her background is or her ties to the government. You don't really know that. And maybe, periodically we'll let somebody win that will flash in front of the screen. But for the most part, like I said, every day, all day throughout the year, constant jackpots are being put out to the public for years. The Lotto's been out since they shut down the numbers. So you just think about that. Now, that's just my thought. But all these anonymous winners, could be federal and state government. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I know I could, that's just my thoughts. So with that said, I am going. This is Dr. Samori Swygert. You can hit me on Twitter at DocSwag06. And if you do hit the lotto and you appreciate the work and the audio blogs that I do and the blogs that I write, feel free to share some of your lotto money with me. I can blog about you. No, I'm just joking. You guys have a great day. Take care.